Red alert, crew! Somehow we have even more Star Trek news to discuss. CBS just keeps pumping out the news. The latest announcement is that the long-rumored Discovery spinoff Section 31 show starring Michelle Yeoh herself is confirmed to be in development. So let's just go over what we know and what this means. The show will feature Michelle Yeoh's character from the Mirror Universe, the former ruler of the Terran Empire, Her Most Imperial Majesty, Mother of the Fatherland, Overlord of Vulcan, Dominus of Kronos, Regina Andor, Philippa Georgiou Augustus Eoponius Centaurus. And believe it or not, I don't have to look that up. I actually have that memorized because we named our dog after that character. But most of the time we just call her Pip for short. And you should totally like and subscribe right now because you don't want to make her sad. Just look at that face. But anyways, the ex-Emperor will be an operative in the Federation super-secret, extra-legal, shady spy organization that answers to no one, Section 31. I'm sure we will get a better idea of what her status quo is right now after we see her in Discovery Season 2. We do know that she'll be on the show in that season. They've been using her in the promotional material pretty heavily. So until we see that, we don't really have much to go off of right now, other than that she was recruited shortly after the Season 1 finale, as seen in this deleted scene from Season 1. I think we can assume that this is what happened. So if you don't know, Section 31 was first established on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Few characters actually know of their official existence, but they showed up a little bit on DS9 and played a role in the Dominion War storyline. They also appeared in Star Trek Enterprise and in Star Trek Into Darkness. They are described as being the Federation equivalent of the Romulan Tal Shiar or the Cardassian Obsidian Order, or to put it in contemporary real-life terms, the CIA or the MI6. With the big exception, however, that Section 31 is not officially affiliated with the Federation or with Starfleet. They have existed in the shadows since before the Federation was even formed and have no government oversight. But we can assume that several high-ranking officials are agents in Section 31. I always like to think that the frequent bad guy Starfleet admirals or captains in Star Trek are secretly part of Section 31. That would explain a lot. Now, as for this upcoming show, I suppose it makes sense that Section 31 would want to recruit the Mirror Universe Georgiou. She's a proven combatant who probably has some high-level tactical thinking and low regard for applying ethical judgment on missions. You would think that no job would be too immoral for her. One would also think that she is way too evil and too deadly to keep under your thumb, so attempting to use her could be dangerous. And I'm hoping that Discovery can shed some light onto her relationship with Section 31 when we do see her in the coming season. And speaking of Star Trek Discovery, this new show will have the Star Trek Discovery writers Bo-yeon Kim and Erica Lapolt in charge as the showrunners. Now, the two of them have previously worked as a pair. Together, they co-wrote the Discovery Season 1 mid-season finale, Into the Forest I Go. That was the episode where the Discovery crew has the big confrontation with Cole and the Klingon ship of the dead at the planet Pavo. Kim and Lapolt also co-wrote the Saru-centric short trek, The Brightest Star. Before working on Star Trek Discovery, they worked on the CW show Rain. I don't know much about that, but they have been part of the Discovery writing staff for a while, and I'm assuming they'll have some credit in Season 2, probably at least one episode. So that's pretty much everything that they've announced. Here's where I currently stand on all this. I'm somewhat nervous about this show. Out of all of the Star Trek shows that they've announced as upcoming projects that are currently in development, this is the one I am the most unsure of. Mainly because, to me, in the optimistic future of Star Trek, Section 31 is best used when they can be the bad guys of a story. I don't really want to cheer for Section 31 in my Star Trek, especially when the main character is a former dictator from a parallel universe who is really into genocide and eating people. But I think it is possible for the show to deliver something that I would like, something that would work for me. Maybe if Section 31 somehow can ultimately be the villains of the show. I don't know if Mirror Georgiou could ever be redeemed, but maybe there can be other characters on the show that are easier to cheer for who end up turning on Section 31. But then again, they can't really stop Section 31 because we know they have to be around when Deep Space Nine happens, so they can't get rid of Section 31 during the time of Discovery. Huh. I don't know. One idea, though, maybe plant some seeds here for something down the line in the upcoming Picard show, and give us a story about Jean-Luc putting an end to Section 31 once and for all. I would love that. But this is probably all just wishful thinking and fan theory on my part. One thing that might be worth looking forward to, though, is the action level on the show. Alex Kurtzman has talked about how the plan is to have multiple Star Trek shows, and each one be very different from the others. So I can see the Section 31 show being the action-heavy one. And it doesn't hurt to have a martial artist superstar in the lead if you are going to go that route. Maybe this will be the Mission Impossible or the James Bond of Star Trek shows that'll have cool spy missions and some big action set pieces. But enough about what I think. Be sure to comment and let me know what you think. Is this a good idea? Is it a bad idea? How do you feel about it? At least comment to tell me that you think my puppy is cute. She would really like to hear that from y'all. And be sure to subscribe and follow our podcast. Starting this Sunday, we will be dropping a new podcast episode every single week, covering each and every episode of Star Trek Discovery Season 2. You don't want to miss that. And of course, any additional big Trek news like this will be covered. So please subscribe to the channel and make sure you don't miss out on anything. And until next time, live long and prosper, y'all.